You know how it is in software development, right? It can get chaotic, super chaotic. With every new release, you've got the storm of new files, bug fixes, feature updates, and it's a real struggle to know exactly what changed from one version to the next. It leaves you wondering, what did we actually just ship out the door?
So let me just ask you that, straight up. What is really in your latest software release? I mean, could you, right now, list every single file, every single change, and every known issue with absolute certainty? It's a surprisingly tough question to answer, isn't it? But thankfully, there's a formal document designed to do exactly that.
And here it is. It's called the Software Version Description, or SVD for short. Its whole job, its entire purpose, is to identify and describe one specific version of your software. It's the official record you use to release, track, and keep total control over your software as it evolves.
And honestly, this is the best way to think about it. If you remember one thing, make it this. The SVD is the official birth certificate for your software. It is the definitive, undeniable proof of what it is, where it came from, and everything that makes it unique at that specific moment in time.
But, just like a real birth certificate, you can't just scribble an SVD on the back of a napkin. It's a formal document, it has rules, it has a required structure, and you've got to follow them. So let's break down what those foundational rules actually are.
So the first thing to get is that the formality here really matters. The official standard says that every single SVD has to have the basics covered. We're talking a proper title page, a table of contents so people can find their way around, and unique page numbering. This isn't just some casual memo. It's meant to be a formal, auditable record. Now, before you dive into all the nitty-gritty details, the SVD has to set the stage. The very first section is all about context. It has to leave zero doubt about which system and software this document is for. It gives a quick overview of the system's purpose and then states the specific goal of this SVD. It basically eliminates any guesswork right from the start. Okay, now we get to the core of it. If the SVD is a birth certificate, then this next part is the complete inventory of everything that's being delivered. This is the what's in the box list, and it has to be perfect.
First up, you've got the physical inventory. This section lists all the deliverables, whether they're digital files or, actual physical things. We're talking identifying numbers, version numbers, release states, even the specific media, like if you're still shipping something on a drive. And of course, it includes any manuals or other documents that go with it. But then it gets even more granular. Next is the software inventory. And let me tell you, the key word here is detail. This section has to list all of the computer files that make up this version of the software. I mean, everything. Every executable, every library, every single config file gets its own line item. It creates a perfect, verifiable snapshot of the entire release. No file left behind. So a piece of software isn't just a static collection of files, right? It's a living, evolving thing. And a really great SVD doesn't just tell you what's in the box today. It tells you the whole story of how it got there. And this is where the SVD becomes your absolute best friend as a changelog. It explicitly spells out every single change made since the last version. It lists the exact bugs that were fixed, the new features that were added, and, this is crucial, it explains how those changes are actually going to affect how the system operates. The SVD is also really adaptable. For those custom builds or, a unique installation for a specific client, the document requires you to list all that site-specific data. This makes sure that even those one-off versions are perfectly tracked and understood, which prevents a ton of confusion down the road. Okay, so we know what the software is, we know what's changed, but how do you actually get it up and running? Well, the SVD covers that too. It acts as a super important user guide for this specific release. And let me be clear, this isn't just a suggestion, it's a requirement. The SVD mandates clear installation instructions. It has to cover security precautions, detail exactly how to verify that the installation was successful, and even provide a point of contact for support. It's a complete roadmap to getting the software working correctly. But let's be real for a second. We all know that no software release is ever truly perfect. There are always going to be some little quirks or known issues. So, what happens then? Does the SVD just pretend they don't exist? Oh, no way, absolutely not. In fact, it mandates what I'd call radical transparency. Section 3.7 explicitly requires you to, and I'm quoting here, identify any possible problems or known errors at the time of release. You literally have to list them out and provide instructions on how to recognize, avoid, or work around them.
Honesty is built right into the DNA of this document. So let's bring this all together. We started with that potential chaos of a software release, and we've walked through a document that brings absolute, total clarity. The SVD is literally the bridge that takes you from chaos to control.
When you boil it all down, the software version description is the single source of truth for any given release. It's a complete inventory of every file. It tracks every change. It gives you crystal clear installation instructions, and it transparently lists all the known problems. It just replaces all that ambiguity with cold, hard certainty. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Take a minute and think about your own projects, about your own release process. Do you have a birth certificate that's this clear? And if the answer is no, what important details might be slipping through the cracks?